Sleep. Hi, I'm Izzy Kalman, expert in bullying, the Corona conspiracy, and the President Joe Biden fiasco. Here to talk to you about my latest passion.
Ayala and Lola are working so hard to get Izzy to work in bullying, aggression, whatever it is in Israel. And nothing is moving. I'm helping too. Nothing is moving. Maybe there's not enough bullying, not enough aggression in Israel. Who knows?
My kids weren't ready for me to give up my career in psychology in order to become an expert in all the latest Corona news. They pushed me out into the public sphere.
So maybe you should think of something else. They used to help people with peeing in bed, children and all that. Why don't you go to that? I'm sure there are a lot of a lot of parents who would be happy that you help their kids with their peeing in bed.
Now, I'm dedicating my time and effort to helping other people who have suffered in a battle that I have won against insomnia.
Since moving to Israel, my sleep has gradually deteriorated. The stresses of life here just make it so my mind doesn't ever shut down. But stage 19 of Izzy's Sleep Method drew my attention to the problems in my breathing. Turns out if I adopt the type of breathing patterns of a relaxed person, then my body does actually relax. It's like this. Well, not like that. Now,
As we get older, we just don't seem to be able to sleep the way we used to.
Not at all.
That's why we turned to Izzy. And Izzy had a great idea. He said if I read a particular book, I'd be able to fall right to sleep.
Right, I'm going to find the book.
No, that's right. It's right here.
No, it wasn't that book. It was this book.
the first time I did this, I fell asleep instead of at 4 a.m., at 3 a.m. After that, my body kind of learned the trick and stopped cooperating. But that one night was like a dream. We still talk about it. Right, Tanya?
I'll tell you a better idea that he had. It was the TikTok videos. We bought a
That's true.
smartphone just because of that. Look
Yeah,
at these
thank you,
videos.
Izzy. You changed our lives with the smartphone.
We sent all these videos to our kids.
Yeah. I think they really like them because they don't talk to me anymore. I'm sure they look at the videos. Anyway, we stayed up all night watching these videos. I mean, some of them were boring, but then there was this one
They
really
didn't
good.
put us to sleep, though.
No, they didn't. We stayed up all night.
In any case, I keep practicing the deep breathing whenever I remember to. As an added benefit, every night that I do it, I don't die. So the Izzy Sleep Method definitely has all kinds of lifestyle perks.
What was the question? Oh, we were at our wits' end. Remember that, honey?
Since Naomi's been around, we haven't been able to really sleep.
But thanks to the Izzy Sleep Method, we've worked out a schedule that works so well for us. Basically, we put Naomi to bed when we go to bed, which is about 5 a.m., would you say?
Yeah.
We sleep and then we wake her up at like 11, which allows us to have really good sleep.
I'm a chef and I work in catering, and this requires that I really sometimes have to work into the middle of the night, and it just screws up my sleep. So I decided to try the Izzy method as a last resort when nothing else worked. According to this method, a snack in the middle of the night really helps calm your stomach. Rice cakes are good, banana, oatmeal, liver.
She can't go to gun though.
Yeah, she can't go to kindergarten yet, unfortunately, but that's all right. That's a small price to pay for the sleep that we get.
I used to be vegan, but this was just so worth it. If those things don't put you to sleep, a few cubes of dark chocolate will really do the job. By 6 a.m., I'm out like a light.
We do what we can, and the Easy Sleep Method really helped. And you know what? I think I'm gonna take a nap. I'm pretty tired.
All right.
Okay, cool.
That's his third nap today.
My sleep grew erratic once my youngest daughter moved out of the house. I must be one of these nervous types of parents. I tried everything, and then I discovered the Izzy Sleep Method.
Being an activist in the peace movement, I have a lot of big concerns in my mind. I rarely get more than a few hours of sleep a night. I tried everything, and then I bought the book, Izzy Sleep Method.
All you have to do is get up in the middle of the night, you know, right when you start getting that cold feeling in the pit of your stomach. Well, maybe you don't know. I don't know either. I have no idea what Izzy's talking about.
What sold me was chapter 47, and ice cream at night keeps the cold feelings in your stomach away. I think it's based on Ayurveda or something.
But anyway, stage 16, you get up, you go for a walk. Now, I happen to live in the Judean desert, where going for a walk in the middle of the night means that you have to go fully armed. As Izzy likes to say, in the quest for rest, sometimes you have to face mortal danger.
I don't have any cold feelings in my stomach, but I do love ice cream. So I've been doing this for the past few months. I still don't sleep, but my nights are much more fun. Thanks, Izzy.
Enjoy the nighttime air, the howl of the coyotes, the rush of the snakes coming out. Yeah, high top shoes are also worthwhile.
People say there are no simple solutions. That is incorrect. There are simple solutions. Problems are complex. Solutions are simple, except for insomnia.
Stage 65 requires that you take a hike from Tekoa all the way down to the Dead Sea in the middle of the night.
In the case of insomnia, the solution is complex. That's why I've written it all up here in the 740-page book. If something in here doesn't cure you, nothing will.
It's worked so well that it resets my internal biological clock for at least 3 days. Therefore, I wind up taking this 8-hour hike at least 3 times a week.
Thanks to the Izzy Sleep Method, I've become more relaxed. My posture's gotten better. I've even weighed less than I have since I was in my 20s. You tell me, what do you think?
Forget about robbers in the middle of the night, Bedouins coming to steal you away. None of it should be on your mind. All you have to do is follow the method.
As it is, I'm a night owl, so I do my best research at night when the world is asleep, both metaphorically as well as literally. Well, ever since we moved from Costa Rica back to Staten Island, the city messed up our circadian rhythm, so I have a hard time sleeping, and luckily the Izzy Sleep Method works with my lifestyle. I'm an avid pot smoker, and the problem is I have a pretty high tolerance, so I've started supplementing the nighttime smoking with cannabis oil drops. About 160, 170 drops usually does the trick.
I'm not a smoker, but that's okay. Izzy says percussive is adapted for every lifestyle. Percussive works for me. I even take it during the day sometimes. For my kids, percussive means I don't have to do the whole bedtime ritual. I used to be pretty against pharmaceutical drugs, but Izzy says it's just nature in a pill.
But he had another idea.
Right.
I think it was
Number
stage
48.
48, yes. Right. It was the, what do you call it?
It was a Percocet.
Percocets.
The drugs.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. You remember what happened?
So I gave you the Ambien.
Right. Yeah. And then the neighbors complained that I TP'd their front lawn.
All ready for bed. Thanks, Izzy.
But
yeah, we're still trying to make it up. I baked them cookies.
But thank you, Izzy.
Yeah, thank you.
You can order a physical copy of this book on my website or download an ebook. We even have an Audible version that I narrate. Remember, you don't have to live with insomnia. You can live during insomnia.